Raja Randhir Singh became the first Indian president of the OCA, the Olympic Council of Asia, in the recently concluded election in the 44th General Assembly of the Olympic Council of Asia in New Delhi. He is a veteran administrator, donned multiple hats in the Indian sports bodies and the international sports bodies, and he's also a veteran shooter who participated in the 5 Olympics. And today he's joining us. And sir, a very warm welcome. And congratulations for becoming the first Indian president of the Olympic Council of Asia. This achievement, a big institution, OCA, being a president of that organization, what it means to you personally and what for the India?
Firstly, thank you very much and for the kind words. I mean, obviously, it's for India is very, very important for us, and it's a big. It's not only to me, but for the country. It is very there. You must remember that the Asian Games were started by India in 1951. And the committee was set up in 1950. And the first national games were held in what is today the National Stadium in 1951. And we are the founders of the games. And then we've had 2 games. We had another game in 1982. And both the presidents of both the games were from my family, my uncle and my father in 1982. And Maharaja Yadavendra Singh was the founder of the Asian Games, president. And then when the games came back to Delhi in 82, he was the president of the Asian Games. So it's a big honor for me also and my family. It sort of continues the legacy of our family in sports. OCA, after being started at that time, and today, we out of the 5 rings that you see, the Olympic rings. There's Oceania, Asia, Africa, Europe, and Americas. Asia is the richest and the most well organized. I'm not saying it because I'm the president, but it's the best organized. We have 5 games in Asia. We have the Summer Asian Games, the Winter Asian Games. We have the Indoor Martial Art Games. We have the Youth Asian Games. And we also have what is very, very popular is the beach games. And beach games are such that, instead of having it every 4 years, like a normal cycle of the games, there's so many people lined up to hold it. And so we reduced the cycle to 2 years. So that's how we are doing in Asia, doing extremely well. And in fact, in the games that took place in Hangzhou, I think you were there, in Hangzhou Asian Games, we had the largest participants. We had 15,000 athletes participating in 40 sports. Whereas in the Olympic Games, you have 28 sports and 10,500 athletes. So it's a tremendous difference in the thing.
OCA is hosting the multiple games like Asian Games, World Beach Games, and also the games like indoor games. And also you mentioned that they are also hosting the winter games too. So do you think, considering the fact that India has the Himalayas, the great Himalayas, also we have infrastructure for the beach games, do you have any plan as the OCA president to host these games in India, to bring these games in India?
See, the Himalayas are such a beautiful range of hills that it would be ideal for us. We only have one set up in Gulmarg, and then we have one in Auli. We had the SAF Winter Game, and then we have one in Manali, sorry. And now those setups are okay. I mean, for a South Asian Federation game, but for an Asian Games level, you need to work a little more. We have an ice skating rink in Dehradun, which can have 3-4 sports like ice hockey, figure skating, short track skating, curling. So you have 4-5 sports which in one stadium you can have. And then you have the ski slopes already up in Auli, and which you can have skiing, you can have bobsleigh, you can have all these things happening. So it is there. But I think it will be a tremendous boost, number one, for Uttarakhand, number 2, for our country. The Olympic Council of Asia is very keen. In fact, we are keen that out of the bigger 4 or 5 players in Asia, countries which can host these games on a regular basis, India has a tremendous potential of hosting them. We've hosted, as I mentioned, two Asian Games already in 51 and 82. We have already allotted the games up to 34 to Saudi Arabia, Asian Games. 38 is still there, the slot is still there. And if India looks for it, it's very possible. Then let's see how whoever is bidding against them. And then the beach games, as you mentioned, we have everything in Goa, and we have the national games in Goa. So whatever is required off the beach, those facilities we have, like opening, closing ceremony, or some other events, like beach volleyball, and these sports you can have on the beach itself, and there's no cost, and it's a very green games. Show to the world that we have the capacity to organize events. It also helps the Indian federations, the Indian athletes to compete at home, number one. Two, and number three, it also showcases what India is all about. Today we are part of the superpowers in the world. When we were shooting and all, it was different in the 60s and 70s. It was different as far as the economy is concerned. But now the world has changed, and India's right is as good as anybody else. So we have a Prime Minister, as you know, who is very keen to bring things to India and showcase India. Maybe sports, maybe culture, in anything or heritage. Yet he is very keen to project India, which is very, very correct, which we have the pride in doing it. So if you hold these games, which are low budget games, it's better than holding too many bigger events. But the smaller games are much better. People come, you meet the people. That's very important.
In the 44th General Assembly of the Olympic Council of Asia, yoga has been included as a demo sports. So do you think that this inclusion is, we can say that a stepping stone? It's, we can say that an important step towards making yoga a more global sport, considering the fact that already people and all over the world are embracing yoga. It will, we can say, act as a catalyst to put yoga on a different level?
No, I was speaking to the Yoga Federation, and they already have it now systemized. Every asana has so many points and how you do it. Same way in gymnastics. So that's already come, and we have recognized them. And most likely in Nagoya, the next games in 26, there will be a demonstration sport. So that'll let the world see. The second thing, what you mentioned, it's already a worldwide sport, but it's not a sport. It's an exercise. So now to make it into a sport and have numbers, points given on different asana, that is a thing. But they've had 4 or 5 nationals already, and we have a world body, an Asian body, and an international body. These things are looking up. And again, it's a pet project as far as the Prime Minister is concerned. He himself is very keen on yoga and is always there promoting yoga. So I think it's a win-win situation for yoga. Secondly, any other sport that you take today, the body has a wear and tear, or the mind, mentally, everything. It takes away a little bit of your body and your system. But yoga is the opposite. It revitalizes your body. So it's very important to have a sport like this. And not only for competing, but for the top athletes, to their recovery, and for them to be trouble-free. There's too much of gym and all this rubbish that is going on. These eventually damages your system. But this improves your system, improves your breathing, improves your blood flow.
In the recent past, we saw India hosted many international events. Even Chess Olympiad was there, and the Women's World Boxing Championship was also conducted in India. And we also witnessed how the ODI World Cup, a mega event, India hosted. So as a president of the OCA, so what are your plans to bring the international events to India, mega events to India?
See, basically these events, which are single events, it depends on the national federation and the international federation. The multi-games comes under the Olympic Council of Asia. Now you mentioned about these events, we have a very, very exciting World Cup finals from the 13th to the 17th of October in Delhi. All the World Cup winners for the year, though they are invited. So absolute cream of the world's top shooters are coming to participate here. Not numbers, but restricted amount. Well, depending on what the International Shooting Federation has kept the numbers, 12 or 10 or 15 per event. And so that is something worth seeing. And they did it very comfortably, you know. I mean, they didn't think twice because we have the capability of holding it. And we're one of the best ranges in the world in Tughlakabad. So they were very comfortable. They asked India, would you host it? So we said yes. And here you got the games, you got the event, which is the premier event in shooting. Why? Not only because you have the facility to hold it, but you are in the top ranking in the world today in shooting in all events across the table. My time, it used to be only shotgun shooting. But now shotgun, pistol, rifle, everyone we have world-class shooters shooting. So that's a big honor for India as well.
True, a big honor, sir. Talking about the Indian sporting arena right now, the kind of performance our athletes are delivered, especially we saw in the Asian Games, Para-Asian Games, Paris Olympics and Paris Paralympic Games too. Our para-athletes won 29 medals along with 7 golds. In Paris Olympics too, we won 6 medals and missed 6 medals by a whisker. So do you think the India, the way our athletes are performing, in the coming time, definitely we can expect that India will be in the top 10 sporting nations of the world?
Yes, I think so. And not very far from now. You'll be coming up soon because it's not only the 4th place. If you look at the finals, look at the semi-finals, quarter-finals, nearly everyone was there. Most of the athletes that went there were making it. And the mindset today for an athlete is to go to these events to win a medal. And if they don't win a medal, they're very disappointed. I know the case of my daughter, and she qualified, shot one of the top scores worldwide, got a quota there. And because on that particular day she didn't shoot well, she shot well in events just before the game, and she didn't shoot well. She was very disappointed. Normally, people feel that, once you qualified and participated in the Olympic Games, was a big honor. Now the situation is changed. You're fighting for, everyone is fighting for a medal. So that's the mindset has changed. So that helps. Plus the fact that today Government of India is doing a tremendous amount, and very few countries around the world do this, what they're doing. They support the athletes in the training program. They support them in international exposure. They send them abroad for training. They got the world's top coaches coming in to train them. So it's a win-win situation right through for an athlete. And there's no restriction on the per diem or pocket money that they give when they travel abroad. So, whatever ammunition, whatever you want, they can spend whatever they want. Government is giving it. The government is doing it. And then you have this Khelo India program, which is again something which is extremely good for us, our sports people, because from younger generation, the children are coming up. And not only are they're getting stipends of, I think, 50,000 each or something like that, which is for young child, and they're coming from poorer section. Many athletes come from poorer section. 50,000 rupees is a lot of money for the family. So people are encouraging the children to participate, educate the children. And then you find all these younger shooters quite well groomed. And every time you see more and more sportsmen. And that means they're really learning. They're learning everything. And their families are supporting them. A family that has an income of 25,000 rupees a month, suddenly as a child is getting 50,000, bringing 50,000 to the house for his upkeep and looking after a lot of money, you understand. And so I think that's the right thing the government is doing. And the national federations are doing extremely well. The federations in their sub-junior, junior programs and senior programs for men and women are also now having various competition going on and international competition coming in. When you look at the medals, for me, medals don't matter. My thinking is you should have a strong base, and sporting base in the country is like a pyramid, and you slowly find your people till they reach the peak on the top. So you got hundreds or maybe thousands of shooters today shooting, compared to maybe 50 or 60 in my time, the 1,000 shooting, and so they are coming out. So people, that's happening. And now you're getting them right on the top. Jo nichod hai, right on the top you're getting it. And I would look at it to the performance of our sports people in the Asian Games. And mind you, Asian Games level is very high. You got China, Japan, Korea, Central Asian countries participating. So it's very high.
So, as you mentioned that we are on the right track, we have a PM who meets and greets the athletes before they are going for any mega event. When they are returning, Prime Minister meets them and encourages them, and also, as you mentioned, he tweets for them. So, nowhere this thing is seen in the world right now, the top leadership of the country, the way he's treating. Definitely, we also talk to athletes. They are also saying that definitely it's a moral booster for them and helps them to boost their confidence, the words they get from the PM. But sir, apart from that, it's the emotional support. Also, you mentioned about the kind of infrastructure, kind of facilities our athletes are getting. Sir, but as a whole, looking into the federations, looking into the Sports Authority of India, it is also visible that when PM comes into any matter, when he involves personally in the sports and with the athletes, definitely it is also making the other stakeholders to get involved in that thing with full intensity. This is also a factor that the private sector, the corporate, the sponsors are also coming forward because of this thing.
Yes, exactly. See, when you get recognition, why do you think cricket got so much money? It's through advertisements, the hoarding, the advertisement, television. Your channel is the most important. I mean, what the viewership is thanks to the television, and especially in India for the Doordarshan. When that takes place, everyone sees the sport. Otherwise, you get left out. And the mistake didn't lie with you people, lay with the National Federation, because they did not advertise the sport enough. Cricket was clever. They advertised cricket. They sold cricket in the market. And that slowly, in the time of Mr. Binder and Mr. Jagmohan Dalmia, they managed to sell cricket. And cricket had nothing also, And today it's $1 billion industry, cricket has become. So this is what every national federation should do. And I have always encouraged, I said they should have proper PR agencies. Anything that's happening internationally, otherwise you see a small little caption. Every journalist is not an expert on any particular event. They're just generally, they are reporting sports. Mostly because the visibility and the information fed to them by cricket gets a larger space. Today, football is becoming very big. So you see half a page of every newspaper full of football, because the football people know India is a very big market for football. So they're making sure that all this feedback and news is given to you so that you can advertise on it. That's exactly these sports we should be having. Then there is no problem. Then they see you on television and they recognize the sport and they recognize the champion. They're all world champions in many of the events. But many times they go unheard. But when they are exposed on television and people see them live and see them competing live, then they encourage. So that gets the sponsors coming in.
As you mentioned, the cricket is $1 billion industry, and people are also following the game and watching the game. So do you think that, as you mentioned, a lot more can be done from the sports federations too, so that our other sports, they are well known, but not equivalent to the cricket?
See, if I'm competing in some obscure corner of the world, and if my news is not reported, I also lose a little. I say, there's one small cricket match going on, it gets half a page news, and I'm winning world medals, and nobody is bothered about me. So that's the recognition. That's the thing that hurts the athlete the most. Then if your federation is doing where the money comes in, the athlete gets the money. And listen, cricket, the money is in India only. The other cricket federations around the world are not that rich. And they don't get that sort of money. It's 90% of the money comes here from India. And it's our sponsors that go outside and sponsor various events. But the marketing system is set here. And then this is what the federation should be looking at. And doing many federations are coming up slowly on their own. And the money, it's not only the money coming to the federation to run the federation. How much is the federation giving to the athlete? Is he benefiting from a well-run federation? Is the well-run federation strong with a sponsorship program? The money comes, then only the athlete gets it. And then make sure that he gets a recognition. And if your sport is well recognized, you get that much more publicity. It's a catch-22. The better you do, the more publicity you get. And the more publicity you get, the more the sponsors come in. They also need visibility. They can't sponsor some sport where nobody knows. So this is what the cycle is. And it's happening. It's coming. I know many sports are doing very well. They're coming up. Tennis is doing well. Golf is doing well. Shooting has come up very well. Shooting started finding big sponsors coming. And slowly, I'm sure other events will do the same.
Sir, but as we know that OCA is a big sporting body, and you are taking care of it as a interim president from 2021 to 23, and now you are the president of it. So big responsibility on your shoulders, as we know that around 15,000 athletes participate in the Asian Games, more than that of the Olympic Games. So we are also hearing that there are the plans to prune down the number of teams, especially in football and the team events, so that they can get well managed. So do we have any plans for that?
No, we are doing exactly what I'm telling you. We have sponsorship, large sponsorship, but we don't have the sponsorship the Olympic Games have, because they were marketed much stronger than us. When I and Sheikh Hamad took over in 1991, we had $120,000 in our bank account. And they are also, with the Iraq-Kuwait war, all the banks and all, everything had gone. And even the lights, furniture, everything in the building was gone. So when we went in 91 and Sheikh Hamad's father got shot, Sheikh Fahad, who was the president of the OCA, he got killed in that at that time. So when we all got elected, we went back to the Olympic Council of Asia in 91. And when we went there was nothing there. It was like a building that's just been made without even chitkinis, knobs, drawers, nothing. And so we had to get 4 or 6 chairs. We got plastic chairs and a table. Today we are the richest out of all the 5 continents. So we did the same thing. I told Sheikh and I decided. We got some of the top marketing companies, including different, I named them. But eventually, ISL came in, which was the Olympic sponsor. They came to us. And they started sponsoring from 98 Olympic Games, Asian Games in Bangkok. And after that, slowly, it kept on increasing. Then we have partners, different partners sponsoring us. And it's going up because our visibility become, and China has been a great thing for us. So the fact that China was such a great success helps us.
So, sir, thank you for talking to us and giving a close insight of how the OCA works and your plans ahead for the hosting and bringing big events in India. And also you gave a clear picture how the sports federation can do more PR work. They can better represent their sports. And also you told about how the PM of India is engaged with the sports person of the India, and how this is helping the Indian athletes and the Indian sports to also give, we can say that whatever experience you have, a vast experience of more than 3 decades. So thanks for talking to us and giving close insights of the various aspects of the Indian sport. Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much. Thank you.